chose to analyze the life and the impact of the one and only Beyoncé, also known as Queen Bee. In this project, we will talk about her legacy, her impact on American culture, and how she relates to the Song of the Nightingale metaphor. Now, all of you single ladies, grab your halo and let's get in formation. Let's begin with getting to know our Queen Bee from the beginning. Beyoncé Giselle Knowles was born on September 4th, 1981 in Houston, Texas. She began singing at an early age. She competed in local talent shows and won many of these events by impressing audiences with her singing and dancing abilities. Beyoncé loved to sing, and all she wanted to do was pursue a career that would enable her to use her talent. In 2003, she was a member of the iconic girl band Destiny's Child, showcasing in songs such as Say My Name and Independent Woman. Preaching on girl power and being independent furthered Queen Bee into her solo career. Her solo debut album, Dangerously in Love, was a smashing success and won 5 Grammys. After her solo debut, she became a global icon to many and a real superstar. Her singles Formation and Lemonade garnered a wave of attention for politicized lyrics and imagery, touching on everything from Black power to the support of feminism. Throughout her career, Beyoncé has been a figure of inspiration and optimism for millions. At the musical festival Coachella in 2018, Beyoncé was the first Black woman to headline the event. Along with her singing career, Beyoncé also loved acting. She has been in many movies. One very popular in particular was The New Lion King that came out in 2019. Aside from Beyoncé's musical career, she is also a mom. She has 3 children, a daughter and a set of twins, a boy and a girl. Beyoncé is so popular that one photo she posted on Instagram at the time of her pregnancy was the most liked photo on this social media platform. Beyoncé is the highest earning Black musician and was listed among Time magazine's 100 most influential people in the world for a second year in a row. Beyoncé is known as Queen Bee, so naturally we had to choose her for this project. As a prominent figure within popular culture during the early 21st century, Beyoncé's contributions to music through recorded releases and live performances established her as a culturally influential icon. She has established a musical career for herself, which is very inspiring to all of her audience in the way she carries her views on Black Lives Matter and coping with racism in today's society is very inspiring. Beyoncé also gave an online speech dedicated to the class of 2020, where she gave kudos to scholars for accomplishing amazing qualifications in the midst of a global pandemic and a worldwide expression of outrage, referring to the death of George Floyd. She went on to express the importance of the Black Lives Matter movement and the effects of racism and sexism on today's society. Now for her impact on American culture and the environment of society.
Beyoncé rose to worldwide fame in a time of relative division and unrest within the United States. Multiple mass shootings, instances of police brutality, and violations of minority rights brought on a new wave of activism, particularly within feminist and African American groups, calling for justice to those affected and legislative reform across the nation. Groups such as Black Lives Matter and other large and now well-established activist groups found their origin from the era shortly after Beyoncé's rise to musical prominence in the early 2010s. As the American people grew more divided on these issues, many celebrities and those with influences felt the calling to voice their opinions and become active in affecting change within the country. Beyoncé took the proverbial helm of the more progressive side of the populace, calling for police reform, new legislation involving equal opportunity and transgender rights, and the unity of feminist and African American groups. She aided in the campaigns of several mostly Democratic Party candidates, such as President Obama and Hillary Clinton during their respective runs to the White House, as well as Beto O'Rourke, a major politician and former presidential candidate from Texas during his political career, as they were most aligned with her own platform and spoke out about similar issues which divided the population. Beyoncé acted and still acts as a major influential figure in the fight for a more favorable socio-political climate for minorities, along with the rest of the U.S. populace. And her major shows throughout the 2010s highlighted this goal through calling out and legitimizing these issues through the medium of music, dance, and stage performance. Outfits tailored to match the style or aesthetic of certain movements, or literally decorated with political slogans and messages, acted to keep her music as an immersive and informative experience for viewers and listeners alike. And Beyoncé's public image to this day is one of a proverbial queen of activism, within the movement she endorsed, and she's regarded by many as a beacon of positivity and progressivism, radiating positive change throughout the nation and attempting to make amends to a still heavily divided United States of America. Her strong-willed personality and well-spoken nature are keystone to an enduring activist, and it is likely she will stay at the forefront of influence within the U.S. socio-political sphere for many years to come, with her continually relevant musical performances acting as a timeline of progress for perhaps decades to come. It is undoubtable that Beyonce's legacy within the American and world populace will not only be defined by her musical prowess, but also by her commitment to social justice everywhere.
Beyonce, her performances, and music relate to Stravinsky's Song of the Nightingale in many different ways, and both break barriers in music and performance. Song of the Nightingale completely changed the game for ballet, not only in Russia, but its influence spread all over the world, particularly influencing America and the Western world. The idea of dancing as storytelling was also fairly new, and Song of the Nightingale took this to the extreme, and the style of dancing was also very different to what the world had seen before. In addition to the dancing, the costumes were extravagant and extraordinary. Song of the Nightingale also had meaning much deeper than just the plot. Beyonce breaks these same barriers in music and performance by the extravagant outfits that she wears to perform, and the fact that her songs and music are very different from the norm of popular music today, and it features a very different and distinct sound. Most of her performances also say something about culture today or social injustice in the world. For example, many of her performances and songs pay tribute to the Black Lives Matter movement and female empowerment. Both Beyonce's art and Song of the Nightingale changed the whole idea of performance, and both have cultural impacts that we can see even today. Thanks for watching.